Standard 8 Maths, lesson number 6, Factorization of algebraic expressions. Students, we are going to start the lesson number 6 in Maths now. That is Factorization of algebraic expression. Factorization of algebraic expression. Now, what do you mean by factorization? Factorization is finding the factors of any particular number. Okay, now when we have, suppose I have number 6. Now, what are the factors of 6? We have to find such numbers which, when multiplied, give us this number as 6. So, the factor of 6 will be 2 into 3. So, 2 is one factor of 6 and 3 is another. Similarly, if I want to say 7, what are the factors of 7? Factors of 7 are 1 into 7. There are no other factors because 7 is a prime number. What are the factors of 10? The factors of 10 are 2 multiplied by 5. Now this is about the numbers, but now here we are going to do the factors of algebraic expression. Now what do you mean by algebraic expression? Algebraic expression are the numbers or are the equations which have alphabet and numbers together, like we did in the earlier lesson. Now what we have done in the earlier lesson, we are going to do the exact opposite here. Now let us see. Last lesson we have learned this formula: x plus a into x plus b, that gives us x square plus a plus b into x plus ab, isn't it? This is one of the formula which we learnt in the last lesson. What we did in last lesson, we did sums where we had one expression as x plus a, another as x plus b, then we multiplied and we got this expression as x square plus a plus b into x plus ab. Now we are going to do the exact opposite. We will be having such type of equations and we have to find the factors. Now for this expression, these are the factors of this expression. So we are going to do the whatever last lesson we have done, we are going to do the little bit exact the reverse part of what we have done. So we are going to find the factors of such expression. Now how we are going to do that? For that, let us start with the small numbers which or algebraic numbers where we find the factors. Now let us take this number as, suppose I take the number as 5x. Now what are the factors of 5x? First we'll have to find the factors of 5, and that is, which will be 5 multiplied by x, because the factor of 5 is 1 into 5. You can also write it as 1 into 5 into x. These are the factors. So when we have this number and this 5x, the factors of 5x are 1 multiplied by 5 multiplied by x. When we have number like this, y square, what are the factors of y square? They are y multiplied by y. Okay, so when factors means when we multiply them, we should get our original expression or original number or original algebraic expression again. Now here we are going to find the factors of quadratic trinomial. Now what do you mean by quadratic trinomial? Here when there is a square, the power is 2 and there are 3 terms. Trinomial means there are 3 terms. So the term will be like this. We are going to do the similar type. This is a quadratic trinomial. There are 3 terms. This is the first term, this is the second term, and this is the third term. So there are 3 terms, quadratic trinomial, and the power is 2. Okay, so this is a quadratic trinomial. So how we are going to do that? For that, let us take one example. We'll take one sum which is given in the textbook. Okay, x square plus 5x plus 6. This is a trinomial like this: x square, then some number with x and plus 2 constants, a and b. Now we have to find the factors of this. We have to write this in the form of this way with two brackets and a multiplication sign here. Now for that what we have to do is we have to look at the coefficient of the first term. Coefficient means the number with the first term, whatever it is, x square, y square, z square, m square, n square, whatever. We have to see the number. Now here when there is no number given, the number is always 1. Okay, the number is 1. So the coefficient of first term, ft, first term, that is 1. Then and the constant, this is the constant. So coefficient of first term and constant. What is the constant here now? 6. Constant is last. Constant means it will not change, there is no x part in it. Okay, does not contain any variable. So when we have this type of equation, there are variables only in these two terms. Last term does not have a variable, it is a constant. So we have to find out the coefficient of first term, that is 1 over here, and the constant. Now multiply these two. So the answer we will be getting is 6. So we have to find the factors of 6. So again I'll explain the coefficient of the first term, whatever term it is, and the constant. We have to multiply these two. 6 into 1. Now find the factors of 6. What are the factors of 6? 2 into 3 is one factor. Another factor is 1 into 6. Okay, these are the two factors of 6 which we get. 2 into 3. Now 2 into 3 and 3 into 2, that is same. Or 1 into 6 and 6 into 1, it is same. So there are these two factors. This is one factor, second. Now we have to look at the middle term. Coefficient of middle term. Okay, what is the coefficient of middle term now here? Take along with the sign, that is plus 5. What is the sign? Plus. You have to, whenever you take the coefficient of the middle term, you should always take it with its sign also, because that will decide which factor we are going to take from here. Because multiplication of both these factors is 6. 2 into 3 is also 6 and 1 into 6 is also 6. But which factor out of these two we are going to take will be decided by the middle term, coefficient of the middle term with its sign. Now here we want plus 5. So out of this, okay, which numbers when added, now here also we have to see this sign also, plus sign. Okay, so when 2 and 3, if I take plus 2 and plus 3, what will be the multiplication of plus 2 into plus 3? That will be plus 6. And what will be the addition of plus 2 plus 3? That will be plus 5. So when I take this plus 2 into plus 3, that will be plus 6, and I take plus 2 into plus 3, that will give me 5. So our factors for this expression will be 2 and 3. It will not be 1 and 6. When we get 1 and 6 factor, one more sum I'll do, same sum I'll do where we have to take those factors as 1 and 6. Now here we have to take the factors as 2 and 3. Now how to write that? Now always we'll write the first term as it is, that is x square. Then put the sign. Now these are the two factors, plus 2 and plus 3. So we'll write here plus is already written, 2x plus 3x. Okay, instead of 5x, now I have divided that 5x into two parts. I have divided that 5x into 2x and 3x. 2x plus 3x, that will give me 5x, correct? And then again here last term is 6. So middle term has to be divided into two such terms that their addition will be the middle term and their multiplication will be the first term into the last term. First coefficient of first term into the last term. Okay, we will do 2-3 more sums, then you will come to know exactly how we are. Now when you write this way, underline the first two terms, take them together. We are going to combine them together. And the next, now we have 4 terms, right? We had here 3 terms. Now we got here 4 terms. Now we are going to combine the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. Now what will be common in this? Here it is x square, that is x into x, and this is 2 into x. So what is common? 1x is common. So that x we will write outside. Inside the bracket what we will get? What is left over here now? X is left. And what is left over here? Plus 2. Okay. Similarly now 3x and 6. What is common now? 3x will be 3 into x and 6 will be 2 into 3. Now what is common over here? Common is 3. So we will write here plus 3. Now what is left over here after we take out 3? What is left here? X. What is left here? Plus 3 is gone out. 2. So both these brackets should have the same numbers. Always remember. Here we get x plus 2. Here also we should get x plus 2. Now our answer will be, this bracket will write one time x plus 2. What is left after writing both these x plus 2 are gone? Now what is left now? We write that in the second bracket, that is x plus 3. So our answer for this x square plus 5x plus 6 is x plus 2 into x plus 3. Okay. Now let us see the same sum we will do, but by taking the different sign. We will take the same sum now, but let us take a different sign for that sum now. Now let us take it as x square minus 5x minus 6. Okay, so it is same sum with different sign. The sum was x square plus 5x plus 6. Now we have taken x square minus 5x minus 6. Again we have to see the coefficient of the first term, that is 1, and the constant. So 1 into 6, that will be 6. So the factors for 6 again will be, factors of 6 will be 2 into 3 and 1 into 6. These are the factors of 6. Now what we want? Minus 5. We want the middle term is minus 5. So we want a combination where we get a minus 5, and after multiplying also we get a minus. So after multiplying we get minus, means out of these two terms one should be minus and one should be plus. Now remember, everything whichever you have studied up to now is to be used in maths. It is not such that in this chapter we are using plus into plus is plus, so for the next chapter it is not going to change. So you always remember, whenever we multiply two same signs, plus into plus we get plus, minus into minus we get plus. But when different signs are multiplied, one plus and one minus, we get the answer always as minus. Now here we want the answer as minus, isn't it? So we have to, one number of this factor should be have a plus sign and one number should have a minus sign, because we cannot take both plus. If we take both plus 2 plus 3, here I won't get minus 5, and here I won't get minus 6. If I take both minus 2 minus 3, here I will get minus 5, correct? But after multiplying minus 2 into minus 3, I will get plus 6. But here I want minus 6. Therefore, my terms should be such that one should be plus and one should be minus. Now, which to be taken as plus? Now, I cannot take plus 2 and minus 3 or minus 2 and plus 3. Can I take that? When I take, now let us see, if I take this 2 and 3, if I take this as plus 2 and minus 3, when I do the addition, the answer will be minus 1. If I take minus 2 and plus 3, when I do the addition, the answer will be plus 1. But what I want the answer as? Minus 5. So my 2 and 3 is not correct for this sum factors. So what is the second factor of 6? That is 1 and 6. I can take 1 and 6. Now how to take 1 and 6? First I have to see, I have to 6 minus 1 will give me 5. 6 minus 1 will give me 5. So here I have a minus 6. Multiplication should be minus, and the bigger number should have a minus sign. So I have to take it as minus 6 and plus 1. So when I multiply this to minus 6 into plus 1, that will give me minus 6. And when I add this minus 6 and plus 1, I will get a minus 5. Because why? Bigger number, smaller number is subtracted from the bigger number and the sign is given of the bigger number. So to get minus 5 in between and minus 6 as multiplication, my factor should be minus 6 and plus 1. So when I write over here, I will write it as x square minus 6x plus 1x minus 6. These factors you can write anyway. You can write the 1x here and minus 6x here. That will not make any difference. You will get the same brackets. Okay. But you have to write. Again, you have to check. How will you check now? See here. Minus 6 plus 1. Minus 6 plus 1 multiply minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1 add minus 5. Whether it is correct or not. Now here we have, see, here the signs are to be multiplied also and added also. So when you are multiplying, the same signs will give you always plus. When you are so whenever you have a minus over here in the last term, you have to remember that out of the two numbers, out of the two factors which you are having, at least one factor, the one factor should always be a minus number. And if there is a minus sign here, the bigger factor should have a minus sign. Bigger factor. Out of these two, bigger factor will have a minus sign. If there is a plus over here, the smaller factor will have a minus sign. That also we will see that type of sum. Now let us again combine first two terms together, next two terms together. What is common over here? This is x into x. No need of writing. Once you get the how to do the sum, you don't have to write it again and again. So the factor is x, common factor. So here I put out x outside. What will be inside? X minus 6. Now in between these two, now you can see there is nothing common here. Is there anything common? Plus 1 into x and minus 6. But there is 1 is always there. If nothing is common, 1 is always common. So this I can write this 6 as 6 into 1. So the number 1 will be common. So I put out number 1 plus 1. Again I get here x minus 6. Now these two brackets we will combine. X plus 6, x minus 6, and the other bracket is x plus 1. X minus 6 and x plus 1. So you have to be so quick in doing these sums that next year directly after when this sum is given, you should arrive at this answer only by looking at the sum. That is in 9th and 10th. Because this type of sums, using this type of sums, you will be doing much more difficult sums in standard 9th and 10th. So this is just the beginning. You don't have to solve all this in 9th and 10th. Directly when you get this sum, such type of sum, you should arrive at this answer. Okay. Now we will take one or two more sums. Let us take one more sum now. 2x square plus 5x minus 18. This is the sum now. Now let's see here. Here the sign is minus 18. So one of our factor should be a minus, another will be plus. Now which factor will have minus sign and which will have plus sign also we can get. What is the sign over here? Plus. So when there is a plus sign in middle, the bigger factor will have a plus sign and the smaller factor will have a minus sign. This immediately you should come to know after looking at the sum. When there is a minus sign here, one factor will have a minus, one factor will have a plus sign. And if there is a plus here, bigger factor will have a plus sign and smaller factor will have a minus sign. Now which factors we have to find out? We have to multiply 2 and 18. The coefficient of the first term, that is 2, and the constant. So 2 into 18, that is 36. So we have to find the factors of 36. Now once you get in the habit, you will immediately come to know the factors of 36. Okay, immediately you should, that's why you should know the tables. When you know the tables, you will know the factors quickly. You don't have to do the division and see. So the factors of 36 are 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12, 4 into 9, 6 into 6. After that you get again 9. So 9 we have already written here, 9 into 4. So these are the factors of 36. Now we have to find such two factors. When we subtract one from the other, we should get 5. Why? Because one has a minus sign, other has a plus sign. So we are going to do the subtraction, that is minus. So we have to find such two factors. When we subtract one from the other, we should get 5. Now 6 and 6, when we subtract, we'll get 0. 4 and 9, 4 and 9, just check. 9 minus 4, we will get 5. Let us check for the other. 12 and 3, 12 minus 3, we get 9. We want a 5 over here. 18 and 2, we get 16, 36. So our factor will be 4 into 9. Now which factor, that is 4 or 9, will have a plus sign or minus sign? That is also decided. Why? The bigger number will have a plus sign and the smaller number will have a minus sign. So our factor will be 2x square plus 9x minus 4x minus 18. Why our factors are that way? That will be minus 4 into plus 9. These are our factors, minus 4 and plus 9. So minus 4 into plus 9, 9 4s are 36 and the sign is minus. So we get minus 36. And minus 4 plus 9, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, that is 9 minus 4, 5, and give the sign of the bigger number. So both our criteria are satisfied. We get a minus 36 after multiplying and we get a plus 5 after addition. So this way we have to write. Now again we will combine first two terms and next two terms. You can write it as minus 4x here and plus 9x here. Anyway you can write, doesn't make a difference. Now what is common here? Now for common, every time you don't have to do this step multiplication. If you find it difficult to directly see the common factor or common number, you can do the step. Otherwise, just looking at here you can understand. Now in number, anything is common. 2 and 9, no. In 2 times table we don't get 9, so number will not be common. Only what is common here now? 1x is common, so my x will come outside. So x from this also and x from this also. So what is left here now? Out of these, this is x square. So 1x is common, has come out. So here I'll get 2x. 2x into x gives me x square. Plus 9x. This x is gone. So I'll get only 9 here. Now minus. Okay. Now what is the sign over here? Minus. So when I am putting minus sign outside, whenever I put a bracket, the sign inside will automatically change. How that will, I will see. Now what is common here? Now x is not common. There is no x over here. So only number is common. Now what number is common? In 4 times table we don't get 18. But in 2 times table we get 4 also and 18 also. So our number which common will come outside will be 2. So when I take 2 outside, here what will remain? 2 has come outside, isn't it? 2 2s are 4. So I will get here 2. And the x will also be there because x is not remain. Now, why I have to change the sign? Because whenever, see, in the earlier chapter we did, when we open the bracket, the signs inside, when there is a minus sign, the sign inside changes. So same way now we are putting a bracket. So whenever there is a minus sign here, this sign here minus will become plus. Okay, why? Because after, when we open the bracket, again minus into plus, we are going to get a minus. That's why here when you are putting it into bracket, when there is a minus sign, we will write it as plus sign. Now we have removed 2. So 18 divided by 2 or 2 times table, when do we get 18? 2 9s are 18. So here also I'll get 9. Always remember this bracket and this bracket should come same. If it is not coming same, your sum is wrong. Now we will write this bracket 2x plus 9. And what is the other bracket? X minus 2. Okay, so I hope you have followed these sums.